Welcome to Leadership Energetics. Conviction, certainty, and authority. That's what we're going to talk about today. First of all, certainty is your ability to speak with knowing and sureness. It creates stability, security, it creates trust. Your certainty is what people are going to look at when they're trying to see if you have authority. Authority is not something that somebody can give you from giving you a position or a title. It is something that you either have it in the moment or you do not. Authority is not a title. Authority is a state of mind. When I got into martial arts, I started realizing, one, authority doesn't exist. The way that we work can be hijacked and hacked through somebody who's very good at martial arts or through somebody who's very intelligent. Therefore, how we work is a response to our feedback of our reality, of our environment. But when you stop looking at your environment to be the person that dictates how you work, now you start dictating your environment and telling your experiences, your reality, how you work. You start to move with authority. You're the one that's making the decisions. You're no longer waiting for the decisions to be made for you. You're the one that's going, it's going to go X, Y, Z, instead of waiting for somebody else to tell you it's going to be X, Y, Z. And the reason that is so powerful is because authority is something that really allows you to blossom into your highest version. That's where your spirit can soar. If you're watching this because you want to build your authority and you understand that authority doesn't actually exist. It's just people who chose to create a system, kind of like the medical system, kind of like the school system, because they chose to own that authority and they built upon that. They created a system that has been built over years, and through that they built credibility, which allows them to be like, oh, we've done this for a long time, we have experience. But in all truth, it is just simply created. Anyone could have done that. Anyone could have created that. And in a time, it would have built credibility, it would have built weight, leverage, certainty. So you can build your certainty with consistency. You can build your certainty with actually building this knowing and certainty that you do actually have certainty within yourself. That is the energetics work. And so ultimately, when you do move with certainty and with confidence, you are no longer looking for something outside of you to tell you how you should or shouldn't be. You are no longer looking for something else to tell you what you should do. Sometimes that does feel like a breath of fresh air, but really what is truly the biggest breath of fresh air is to own your power. Your ability to be like, you know what, I got this. You know what, I can do this. You know what, I am capable. That is true power. Certainty is going to change your life because certainty is what allows you to create magic, because certainty creates security in your relationships. And also certainty means you get to own your confidence. There's another level of confidence. There's one thing about being confident, but there's another thing about moving with certainty. When you're certain, you're no longer looking for validation, you're no longer looking for approval. You don't need somebody to tell you this is how it is and this is how it isn't. And that's why it's so powerful. Being certain is being in the know. Knowing that even though you don't know what you don't know, you do know what you do know. So you move with certainty. That is powerful. Okay, so I don't really feel like I need to go much deeper in this, but I think that you get the message. Move with certainty. It builds stability, it builds security. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. Remember, certainty is something you build with consistency, and it is something that you need to build within yourself before you give to someone else. Certainty comes from being certain, being sure, being known, being in the know. Speak from knowledge, speak from what you do know, not from what you do not know. And that will create certainty. Subscribe. I want to hear from you, so comment so I actually can connect with you. I love you. Thank you for watching.